First thing you have to understand is the relevance. Assuming you already know the relevance of UPSC exam in your life now, that you have already chosen it. University teachers are trained to make 95% people pass. ठीक है, वो वैसे ही पढ़ाते हैं. उनका काम है ऐसा पढ़ाओ कि 95% पास हो जाए. हमारा काम है कि कोशिश करो कि कम से कम फेल हो. Which means अगर 95, 99 का हम 95 भी ले आए. साउथ एशिया में क्या क्या आता है बताइए? That word itself, South Asia is geography. You need to know कौन सा रीजन का बात कर रहे हैं, कौन सा कल्चर है इसमें. Geography total marks in GS mains. That is just one of the papers. See the last 3-4 years. 24 का दिया नहीं है. That was also 110 marks. So, good afternoon. ना एक दो लोग तो मुझे पहचाने में दिख रहे हैं. But so I guess you had a great session with Himanshu sir. I know ancient history and all that. And I think you even had a session before that about some basics. Did you? The session started dot at 12? Started at 11. Okay, yeah. So Himanshu sir was the first speaker, if I'm right? Before that, nobody had a word with you? Okay, good. So in that case, can I assume you have a bit of the understanding of the exam? Prelims, mains. How many of you have no idea about this exam at all? So you have some idea, right? Which means, first of all, you know there are 3 stages to the exam, starting somewhere in the month of May in a year. That's what you call as your prelims exam, right? And the prelims exam has 2 papers, GS paper and the CSAT paper, though the whole thing is called even CSAT otherwise, but the aptitude paper as we call it and the GS paper, right? And in GS paper, there are 100 questions, 2 hours, that's your time frame. And in that, there were some sections about which you already had a word, right? So if we note it down in terms of, the exam, first part, you have the prelims, right? And in prelims, you have GS paper and your aptitude paper, right? And your score in the aptitude and your clearing the, score in your GS and aptitude clearing ensures that you go through your prelims thing. And in your prelims paper, which is a 2-hour paper, 2 hour of multiple choice questions, as you call it, there are 100 questions, okay, that you need to do. That's the first thing. Now, out of that, there's a bit of history and your prelim syllabus. If you see, syllabus has 7 parts. Okay, out of which 7 parts, out of which one of them is geography, and another one related, I would say, is ecology and environment, climate change, and biodiversity. Okay, so these are 2 of the 7 parts of your prelim syllabus, out of which questions are asked in your GS paper, that is your paper 1, right? Prelims paper 1, paper 2. Okay, so GS paper 1, that's the paper that the GS part comes into. After this, the second part of the exam is your mains.
What sets AIR2 and AIR3 apart in UPSC CSE 2024? They didn't wait to feel ready. They started smart with the GS Foundation course at Vision IS Delhi. Structured learning, focused current affairs, real mentorship, test feedback that actually helps you grow. This course isn't just about study hours, it's about direction, clarity, and the strategy toppers trust. Start strong. Start where toppers started.
preparation is not just about reading books or watching online lectures. It requires personal guidance, real discussions, and structured practice. This is where offline mentoring makes all the difference. Unlike online learning, where doubts often remain unresolved, offline mentoring offers direct interaction, real-time feedback, and an environment of discipline and competition. One-to-one sessions help students get tailored advice, strategy corrections, and focused improvement. Every aspirant has different strengths and weaknesses. Personal mentoring helps address them effectively. Ground discussions sharpen analytical thinking and help students develop a multi-dimensional perspective on issues crucial for prelims, mains, and interview. Elocution sessions help in personality development, clarity of thought, and confidence, essential for UPSC interviews. Test writing is the most crucial part of UPSC preparation. It helps in time management, structuring answers, and improving content quality. Offline mentoring is not just about teaching, it's about grooming future officers with the right guidance, discipline, and confidence. So if you are preparing for UPSC, make sure you have the right mentor by your side.
Written exam, as you call it, the mains written, right, in which you have GS. How many papers? How many? GS? 4 plus essay. Right, so there are total 5 papers that you have to give, and then you also have your optional. Okay, so optional, and then you have the compulsory language papers, and also I'm not talking of that right now, right? Leave it aside. You can. And how much is each paper here? 250 each. And how much is this optional? 2 into 250, that is 500. Right? Some students take geography as an optional. If you see the top 5 optionals at the time, you will find geography is one of them. Right? So geography fits in here also for many as an optional, which gives you around 500 marks. Right? And where else does geography fit? So when you see the GS mains paper, it fits into 3 places. Right? Officially, if you see, it fits only in one, but when you see elaborately, you find it fitting into actually 2. Right? So GS paper 1, it fits in how much? At least 100 out of 250 marks. At least 100 out of 250 marks every year is geography. It can go up to 110, 120 some years, but that's the minimum. Then GS paper 3, again at least 90 to 110 is out of 250 is geography in your GS 3. When we say GS 3, it is mentioned as economic geography. There are 3 parts which make you economic geography. That is 1. Then there is ecology and environment. That is 2. And the third one is disaster management. Right? That is 3. Ecology and environment. Right? Conservation, etc. is mentioned in your syllabus. Ecology, environment, conservation, environmental impact assessment. So these are the 3 parts. Approximately 20 marks here, approximately 15-20 marks here, right? So maybe 15 here, 20 here, 10 to 20, 15, and this is approximately 60 to 70 marks here. Okay, this is just to get an idea where does geography fit in, because I'm here to talk about geography for you, right? So what we need to understand is what is geography, how is it related to other things, right? So one thing that we understand is geography is not just geography. Geography is geography and ecology, environment and conservation, and it is disaster management, right? All these 3 put together, right? They are related. So the foundation for all the others, for example, ecology, environment, conservation, disaster management also comes from geography. That's your second part. So 100 and another 100, 110. They're actually, and then the third paper where geography falls at times is in the essay paper. ठीक है? Almost 6 out of the last 12 essay papers had a geography essay. I'll show you all of that. Don't worry. Everything I have to show you. Okay. So 6 years out of 12 years, we had a geography essay, which was 125 marks out of 250 marks of essay. So if you add up, how much does your geography count in your mains? Kitna hai? If you are just taking GS, geography accounts for, add up, 100 plus another 100 plus some of the years you might have. So it is at least 210 almost every year, and alternate years it can shoot up to 335 out of a total of 1250 marks. Right, this is your geography part, right, which accounts for nearly 25% of your paper at times. So it can be anywhere between 20 to 25% of your paper. Right, that is one part. That's only in mains. Now, same ways you might ask, sir, how much in the prelims exam? First, let us write the numbers and I'll show you the questions also. As I said, I will show you everything. When it comes to these, GS paper 1, how much marks of geography, and I'll write them separate. So geography, ecology and environment, these two together can account. So if you see 23, 24, the last 2 years papers, right, at least conventional content says around 20 questions. I'll show you it's more than 25 to 30 questions almost every year. How? Because some of the questions are not counted in geography, but they are somewhat related to geography. Why? Because they are counted in economy, or they are counted in current affair, or they are counted in IR. Why? Because they can count one question only under one head. They can't put the same question in IR and economy and geography. If they do that, your total questions will become 170. है ना? अब उनको दिखाना है 100 ही क्वेश्चन आए तो 100 क्वेश्चन ही है. So one question they can put only under one head, either economy or geography. So if they are asking the cropping part and something in terms of the cost, they might put the question into economy. But cropping तो economy में नहीं है, वो तो geography का part है. कौन सा season का crop है, कौन सा type का crop है. I hope you understand. Mineral resources are found where and which economic policy. अब वो economic policy का वजह से that question might go into economy, but that where is it is found, which state, that is not economy. That is geography. Which region you find the mineral. I hope you get it. समझ में आ रहा है? So this is how some questions are not counted in geography or elsewhere. Okay, that's how the division goes. Which also shows that there is lot of connectivity between the questions. Every year the question that they are asking, there is a lot of connectivity. A question might be a geography question and an economy question, or it might be a geography and ecology question, or it might be a geography and history question also, or a geography and society question also. How? Maybe a question on tribes. So when you are answering a question on tribes, problems of tribes in India, let us say this is the question, right, or issues. Now, not all the tribes in India everywhere have the same problem. Island tribes have a different problem, right? Himalayan tribes have a different problem. The tribes of Madhya Pradesh have a different problem. I hope you get it, right? Northeastern tribes will have a different problem. Within Northeast, there are different types of states. Some state the population is more, some state the population is less. So there the problems are different, right? So you have to go into the geography, and the tribes of, let us say, Gujarat and Rajasthan, they will have a different problem. Their problems are related to desert. Okay, right? They will not face tsunami. अंडमान निकोबार वालों को सुनामी भी आ जाता है. I hope you get it, right? So this is how you have to look into any question. So a question might not purely be of one subject, and this is why you should not even relate questions only to a subject. There are many questions every year they are asking. For example, one year they asked about town planning. They started the question from Harappa civilization. Okay, now Harappa civilization is history, town planning or urban planning is geography. ठीक है, हाउ डू यू प्लान योर टाउन्स एंड हाउ यू मेक देम स्मार्ट सिटीज, ये तो ज्योग्राफी से रिलेटेड है. अरे बात समझ में. सो क्वेश्चंस माइट नॉट बी ऑफ वन सब्जेक्ट, सो डोंट लुक एट क्वेश्चंस ओनली एट अच्छा ये इसका है वो उसका है, जरूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, जैसा इकोनॉमी का एसेज है, आई विल शो यू. 1 year they ask how are forests related or best examples of economic excellence. Now forest is ecology, environment, geography, and economic excellence is economy, so they are relating these three. Then another year they ask how deserts precede civilization and deserts come after civilization and forests precede them. Now forest and desert are geography, civilization is history. तो ये दोनों को मिला के क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है. ठीक है, आई एम सेइंग ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस आई विल शो, डोंट वरी, राइट. सो डू यू गेट व्हाट इज द सेंस? वन, देयर आर मिक्स्ड क्वेश्चंस. सेकंड, ज्योग्राफी इज इंटरट्विन्ड विद लॉट मेनी थिंग्स. थर्ड, ज्योग्राफी इन योर प्रीलिम्स, हाउ मच मार्क्स? I didn't put so the number is somewhere like 20-25, and ecology environment might also go something like 20-25. For example, if you see these 2 years, 23 and 24, 23 had around 40 questions from geography ecology and 24 had around 45 questions from geography ecology. Out of 100 I'm saying. बस ये दोनों मास्टर करो, half your task is done. ठीक है, just add current affairs to it, बहुत सारा काम हो गया. इकोनॉमी ऐड कर लिया तो another 15 question. ठीक है, this is the relevance. So in your prelims, geography and ecology together can account for nearly 40% of the questions, even slightly more. In your mains, they can account for anywhere between 20 to 25, 30% of your questions. And if you take it as an optional, this is why people take it as an optional also many times, because it fits in many places. If you take it as an optional, then it is another 500 marks. Right? This is the relevance of geography in the whole story. Because until you understand the importance, you might not look at it seriously. आपको लगे यार ये तो मजाक है, कर लेंगे ऐसा ही. ठीक है, so first thing you have to understand is the relevance. Assuming you already know the relevance of UPSC exam in your life now, that you have already chosen it. ठीक है, आप लोग ने तो डिसाइड किया है कि अब हमें एग्जाम देना है, तो अब जब डिसाइड कर लिया है, अब उसके अंदर क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है? This is one thing. Now, the third level. Which is the third level of your exam? Prelims, mains, interview. Can they ask you geography in interview? सबसे पहला आप जाएंगे, क्या पूछेंगे? आप कहाँ से हो? What that कहाँ is what? Geography. हाँ, tell us something about. मान लो उनका मन किया आपको बोलने देना है, तो सबसे सिंपल क्वेश्चन वो यही पूछ सकते हैं, है ना? अच्छा बताओ जहाँ से आप हो, tell us something about it, just to make you comfortable. अब आप बोलोगे सर मैं जिधर से हूँ वहाँ पे पास में एक सड़क है, 2 स्कूल है, ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं चाहिए उनको. दे नीड समथिंग सब्सटैंशियल. आई होप यू गेट इट, राइट? सो देयर ऑल्सो यू नीड टू टेल, ओके सर आई एम फ्रॉम दिस पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेट एंड इन दिस पार्ट दीज आर द थिंग्स ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंस, है ना? सोशल इकोनॉमिक इम्पोर्टेंस. अब वो सोशल इकोनॉमिक इम्पोर्टेंस कम्स फ्रॉम ज्योग्राफी. Challenges, they might ask you, acha, let us say I make you DM of your district. What challenges and strengths you have? What will you work upon and what challenges will you identify? So identifying those challenges is half of geography. Do we get? So this is how geography spans over your whole preparation. I hope you understand this, right? Now, once we understand the importance of geography in terms of the exam, so the third part, interview. And in that also, I wouldn't put a number, but yes, even there it is important. Okay, so that is broadly the importance. Just to see the statistics for all of this, you might be interested. Sir, iska kuch stats bhi hai aapke paas ya sirf aap hi bata rahe ho apna man se? Let us see the stats. Okay, see this. So that's your geography total marks in GS mains. That is just one of the papers. See the last 3-4 years. 24 का दिया नहीं है, that was also 110 marks. So 23 100, 22 100, 21 110, 20 100, 19 100. So 19 to 24, last 6 years, it's always 100 110 in GS paper 1 only. ठीक है, same ways GS paper 3, the questions that they ask, They come from agriculture, industry, minerals, transport. All of that is geography. At least 90 marks of question. Right? 70, 80, 90 marks aata hi aata hai. One question on disaster management every year, minimum 10 to 15 marks. One or two question on ecology environment, 15 to 20 marks. Right? Add them up, you get another 110, 150. Is this okay? This is in your mains exam. Right? अच्छा. Essay, you might ask, sir, essay का कहाँ है? Essay का data भी दिखा दीजिए. This is your essay. See this? These are the 6 essays that they have asked in the last 14 to 24. I think I said 12 years, ये सिर्फ 11 साल का data है. 11 years, 6 questions. Read the question. Forests precede civilization, deserts follow. Forests, best case study of economic excellence. South Asian societies, ये society का question है. Plural culture and identities. That's plural culture and identity is dependent on geography. ठीक है? For example, when you say South Asian societies, South Asia में क्या क्या आता है बताइए? That word itself, South Asia is geography. You need to know कौन सा region का बात कर रहे हैं, कौन कौन सा culture है इसमें. South Asia में क्या क्या आता है? Right? South Asia includes your Pakistan region, it includes your Afghanistan region, it includes India, it includes Nepal, Bhutan, Burma, ये सब का सब आ जाता है. Sri Lanka, you need to know which are the societies, which are the regions where people are living. ठीक है ना? So this part, then farming, geography, water dispute, geography, tourism, geography. Right? Nobody counts this in geography. If you will talk normally, वहाँ पे आपको नहीं दिखाएंगे कि ये geography में ये भी आता है. Mains में कितना आता है? 100 marks. 100 marks नहीं है यार, ये 125 marks और भी है ऐसे में. Paper 3 में भी है. Do we get it? Right? Similarly, when you see, for example, when you see the optional thing, the prelims questions, right? So prelims data, let us see. This sheet only. This is your prelims questions. This is a conventional breakup of the prelims questions asked by UPSC. 23, they say 21. As I said 21 because they are not counting questions which have gone into economy and current and other things. Okay, that year we had around 25 questions. Right? 24, our website says 21. The number is 29. I'll show you all the questions in a moment. ठीक है, so 25-30 क्वेश्चन तो हर साल है ही है for the last few years. Okay, how? So this is your prelims thing. Okay, and sir, can we see? Actually, when we go in the class, we do this exercise. The ones who are part of the class, no, we do see the MCQs and PYQs. तो अब जैसा ये है, right? These are your 24 का geography questions, right? Only geography questions. If you count, the number is 29. I'm running them fast. आप चाहिए तो घर पे जाकर के आराम से वीडियो स्लो करके देख लेना. Right? This number is 29 only for geography. Each of them is a geography question. If I add to this, so starting from here, if you go up, right, selecting the year 2024, you have 29 questions, and if to this I add ecology environment, ठीक है, into this filter, right? And then I run this through, the number adds to 45 questions, right? Go, stop the video, go and watch yourself. अब इसके ऊपर टाइम नहीं लगाएंगे. You stop anywhere randomly, pick the question, see. देखिए, right? Venezuela, atmosphere, stop anywhere, कहीं पे भी रुको. Air, sulfur compounds, nitrogen compound, isotherms, right? All of these questions, wherever you stop. So that's what. This is just to get an idea. Okay? So do we understand the relevance of the subject with respect to the fact? Next part is what is geography and how do we prepare? That's why you came here. First, the relevance. Second, what does it include? Third, how do we prepare? Okay? So what is geography? Quickly, if we do, what do you think is what all is included in geography? By the way, if I just ask you, how many of you had geography as your high school subject, 11th, 12th, and graduation. High school? Nobody? Achha, very good. And graduation? Nobody? Very good. So you are 10th pass in geography? Should I say? Right? We are also 10th pass. Even I am a 10th pass in geography. The teacher who came before me, Himanshu, he is also a 10th pass in history. वो इंजीनियर है, मैं भी इंजीनियर हूँ, अभी बाद में आएंगे वो भी इंजीनियर है, ठीक है, और कुछ डॉक्टर आ जाएंगे. तो हमारे यहाँ पे हिस्ट्री, ज्योग्राफी, सब कुछ इंजीनियर डॉक्टर ही पढ़ा रहे हैं आधे से ज़्यादा. वो सिर्फ हमारे यहाँ नहीं है, हाफ ऑफ दिस लाइन, बिकॉज दोज आर द पीपल हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग, राइट, एंड दे लाइक द सब्जेक्ट सो मच दैट दे स्टार्ट टीचिंग. ठीक है. सो इट डजंट रिक्वायर मच ऑफ बैकग्राउंड. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि ग्रेजुएशन किया होगा तभी पढ़ा पाएंगे. द प्रॉब्लम इज अगर ग्रेजुएशन किया होगा तो नहीं पढ़ा पाएंगे, बिकॉज दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द अदर पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी. ठीक है. बिकॉज ज्योग्राफी इज नॉट जस्ट ज्योग्राफी, इट इज इकोनॉमी ऑल्सो, इट्स लॉट ऑफ साइंस, राइट. If you need to understand geography thoroughly, if you need to understand why those minerals are found there, how those minerals are found, formed, which are the processes, वो साइंस है, वो ज्योग्राफी नहीं है. उसके लिए जियोलॉजी वाला चाहिए. ठीक है. सो यूपीएससी एक्चुअली ब्रिंग्स टुगेदर ऑल ऑफ इट इन योर हेड. जैसे अभी आए थे ना हिमांशु आपसे अभी मुझसे पहले, तो वो भी इंजीनियर है, वो हिस्ट्री पढ़ा रहे हैं, उनको उसमें मजा आ रहा है. ठीक है. बिकॉज हिस्ट्री इज नॉट जस्ट हिस्ट्री, हिस्ट्री इज a chronology of everything that has happened. It's a chronology of geography, it is a chronology of events, it is a chronology of minerals, right? Opportunities, which opportunity was created where, how they capitalized that opportunity, economic opportunity, material opportunity. History वही है ना. What do? People do grab the opportunities, and when they try to grab an opportunity, that's why they go to a place, invade, get the whole thing. That's how it is working. ठीक है. So this is the basic idea that you don't need much background in any subject. The best part about UPSC preparation is you don't need any background. ठीक है. If you are 10th pass, you can do it. Simple as that. You can build upon that. ठीक है. And all these subjects are extremely interesting, whether it is geography or history or whatever. That's why we have left our own subjects and we are doing this. ठीक है. कि ये इतने मज़ेदार सब्जेक्ट है कि मज़ा आता है पढ़ने में, राइट. सो यू हैव टू जस्ट enjoy this process of preparing for UPSC. Just immerse yourself fully, enjoy every part, whatever comes your way. ठीक है. So if you look at geography that way or history that way, that it is part of my life, it is part of the country that I'm going to administer, then it is useful. अगर सिर्फ सिलेबस के जैसा देखोगे तो होना मुश्किल है. Because this is a competitive exam, this is not a university exam. University exam, 95% people pass. This exam, 99% people fail. ठीक है. University teachers are trained to make 95% people pass. ठीक है. वो वैसे ही पढ़ाते हैं, उनका काम है ऐसा पढ़ाओ कि 95% पास हो जाए. हमारा काम है कि कोशिश करो कि कम से कम फेल हो. विच मीन्स अगर 95, 99 का हम 95 भी ले आए फेल होने वाले, तो भी वो हमारा सक्सेस है. 90 तक ले आए तब तो बहुत ही अच्छा हो गया. दैट वी एंश्योर दैट ओनली 90% फेल्ड. समझ में आ रहा है? दिस इज द कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस ऑफ दिस एग्जाम. सो हेयर यू हैव टू नॉट जस्ट मग अप एंड पास द एग्जाम, यू हैव टू compete, you have to understand, you have to give that fine difference. That fine difference is not there in university. There you mug up only to pass the exam. Here you don't mug up to pass the exam. You read and understand to create that finer difference so that you don't stop at IFS or IRS or headquarter services. You become an IAS. क्या सपना लेके आए हो? IAS बनने का सपना देखा था या ये सोच के आए थे कहीं भी कुछ भी मिल जाए काम चल जाएगा? हाँ, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. अभी तक वो डिटोरेट होकर यहाँ तक पहुँच चुका होता है कि कहीं भी कुछ भी मिल जाए. बट सपना क्या देखा था कि IAS बनेंगे, IPS बनेंगे, IFS बनेंगे. सपना तो यही देखा था ना. या ये देखा था कि रेलवेज के अंदर अकाउंट सर्विस मिल जाए या किसी और में कुछ और मिल जाए. हाँ, क्या था बोलो? रैंक 1. देखो सपने ऐसे हैं तो रैंक 1 का हिसाब से काम भी करना पड़ेगा. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि मुश्किल सपना है, मतलब इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, मुश्किल है, यस, मुश्किल तो एग्जाम ही है, ठीक है. सो इट विल रिक्वायर यू टू पुट योर सेल्फ टू अंडरस्टैंड वॉट वी आर डूइंग, राइट. अंडरस्टैंड, नॉट मेमोराइज. मेमोराइज माइट नॉट वर्क. व्हाई आई से मेमोराइज माइट नॉट वर्क? बिकॉज इट हैज नॉट वर्कड फॉर यू इन द पास्ट, right? Your biggest challenge in clearing or doing your best in the exam was your memory. याद नहीं रहता था. अगर सब याद रहता तो हर एग्जाम में टॉप करते, नहीं? तो क्या चैलेंज था? मेमोरी. और स्ट्रेंथ क्या था? समझ में आना. जो समझ में आ गया वो आप लिख के आ जाते थे. ये तो मुझे पूरा समझ में आ गया है, ये तो मैं बता ही डालूंगा, या बता ही डालूंगी. Isn't it? Right? So try to understand things in this process. UPSC प्रिपरेशन में कोशिश करना है समझने का, रटने का नहीं. रटने का कोशिश किया तो फिर से फंस जाओगे. Okay? Right? So quick, right? A quick map of what is geography, what is the syllabus, how to prepare. That's the thing that I need to discuss. I'll do it in maybe 20-25 minutes and then I'll leave you for the next session. Okay? So, quickly, where does geography start from if I ask you? Geography, the word itself means geography. Geo means earth, graphy means description. Description of earth. Right? But geography doesn't start with earth. It starts beyond earth. It starts with the birth of everything. It starts with universe. So from universe up to earth, that is the first part of geography. The ones who want to draw can learn how to draw those flowcharts. Okay? So starting from universe, coming up to earth, that is the first part. You also call it as astronomy. But basically it is geography in terms of understanding how the earth was formed. If you want to understand how the earth was formed, you need to understand how the universe was formed. Without understanding universe, you can't understand how earth was formed. Once you come to the earth, then geography gets divided into the living and the non-living part. Non-living and living. When we say non-living, the non-living is divided into the land, the atmosphere, and the water bodies, which we call as hydrosphere. Hydrosphere. और land को क्या बोलते हैं? Land is made up of rocks. We call it as lithosphere. Rock, litho. So that's how the word comes. Lithosphere. Okay. Now, these three are the regions that the whole Earth's surface is made up of. If you see, the Earth's surface is either land or water or atmosphere. The whole surface, isn't it? And on the surface, you have different formations, also called as features. Formations called features. Different features are there, such as mountains, plateaus. In atmosphere, you might have clouds. In the water bodies, you might have lakes, glaciers. Right? Just some examples. These are what we call as features of geography. Okay? And the process which causes or makes these features are called phenomena. Phenomenon. So features and phenomena. What is the phenomena? It is nothing but the process forming the features. Process forming these features. The formations. The process forming the formations or the features. Right? Such as movement, like earthquake. Here, precipitation, just for sake of understanding. Here, maybe you can, or maybe यहाँ पे आप चाहिए तो लिख सकते हैं precipitation or cyclonic activity, ऐसा, ठीक है? In hydrosphere, you might have the river flowing streams, ऐसा. So different phenomena, different features, they make different things on the surface of Earth. Is this okay? That's the Earth that you live on. But on this earth, do we live everywhere? The answer is no. We live in a part of the earth, right? Which is maximum 15 kilometer above the sea level and maximum 15 kilometer below the sea level. That's where we live. We don't live on the top of the atmosphere. We don't live in the depth of the earth. है ना? Maximum कितना? 15. 15 to 15 up and down. That region you call as, so region of life out of all of this non-living. Let me take a different color. The region of life is biosphere. That's the biosphere. And in the biosphere, all the living things living are called biodiversity. Biodiversity. Now, all of this is geography only, technically. When you do optional, this is geography optional. But GS will separate it slightly, right? So when you say biosphere, the biosphere which has an environment, that is where we are living. The water environment, the land environment, the atmospheric environment, है ना? That environment and biodiversity together, study of this is ecology. When you try to study this relation you call as ecology. Right? So which are the different terms? Biosphere, biodiversity, ecology, environment. Can you see? These four things are a different part of your syllabus. I hope you remember. First sheet पे लिखा है ना? Two parts, geography and ecology, environment, biodiversity. This is another syllabus part in your prelims exam. So physical geography is one part and this is another part of your syllabus. The second out of 7 from which 15-20 questions come. ये part है. ठीक है? When you say non-living part of the geography, this thing, in GS we call it as physical geography. इसी को physical geography बोलते हैं. Physical geography. This part we call as physical geography in GS. Only this part, the non-living part. Right? And from the biodiversity matlab all the living things. From this biodiversity, you can take human beings. Human. Once human come, this is where the second part of geography starts. We call it as human geography. So we are just trying to understand what are the parts of geography. There is a physical part, there is an astronomy part of geography, there is a physical geography part of geography. Physical geography includes land, water, atmosphere. Then there is a living part of geography. In living, biodiversity, biosphere, environment, ecology. Right? That is a separate thing now. UPSC has taken it out, made it another important part of GS syllabus. Right? And then comes the next thing in geography. What is the next thing in geography? Human geography. Now in human geography, when we say, what comes in human geography? Human geography mainly includes the social activities that we do. Social activities in terms of social growth, such as population, such as settlement, such as tribes. In settlement, you might have rural, urban. Right? This is social geography within human geography, where you are talking of society part, how the society has evolved in population, where do we live, which are the tribes, urban areas, how do we live, rural areas, how do we live, ye sab social geography. And then comes the second part of human geography, which is economic geography. Economic geography. What is economic geography? Activities that we do with the resources. So there are resources from the nature, right? Different types, like the forest resource, the biodiversity resource, the mineral resource, the renewable resource. 4 टाइप का resources है ना? मतलब ये तो at least major group है. कौन कौन सा? एक है biodiversity, such as from forest, fishing, etc. एक है mineral resource that you take from the minerals, right? Third, renewable resource, right? And then we also get crops etc. from the soil. तो soil भी अपने आप में एक resource है. ठीक है? So all these resources, the activities around them, economic activities, we call them as primary. So when you are getting the resource, it is primary. If you are processing this resource, it is secondary. Processing matlab manufacturing. If you are trying to manufacture from this, this is secondary activity. And if you are providing services such as transport, communication, that is tertiary. Services such as transport or communication, this is tertiary activity. So there are three set of activities that you do with the resources: the primary activities, the secondary activities, and the tertiary. Primary, when you are just producing them; secondary, when you are processing them; tertiary, when you are using some services to do all this, such as transport, communication, etc. Do we get? So do we understand geography? All of this together is geography, right? So technically, parts of geography: astronomy, physical geography, human geography, right? This is the geography part. And one part which is taken away: biodiversity, biosphere, ecology, environment. That is taken away, second part. Do we get it? So this thing is what we have to do in geography, the first three, right? That's your basic. Now, having understood that this is the basic syllabus, or what is geography, not syllabus, what is geography. Now let us see the syllabus quickly. Okay, what does UPSC syllabus say? UPSC का syllabus में क्या mention किया है?
UPSC CSE 2024 results are out and dreams have turned into ranks. Now you are asking, how do I get there? You've got the drive. What you need is the right guidance. Lakshya Integrated Mentoring Program 2026 by Vision IAS is your one-stop guidance program for prelims, mains, and interview. Smart, strategic revision for prelims and mains. Consistent mentorship with personalized feedback. Daily weekly schedule and practice targets. Custom test practice via Sandhan test series. Interview and personality test training. All of it structured to guide you, strategic to keep you focused, and designed to meet your evolving needs. New batch starts from 19th May. It's your turn now. Start strong with Lakshya Mentoring Program 2026. Are you still juggling newspapers, random notes, and endless PDFs trying to make sense of current affairs? Let's make your UPSC prep smarter. Introducing Digital Current Affairs Premium by Vision IAS, your all-in-one platform to read, revise, and write better every single day. Have a doubt from today's news or something in your syllabus? Just ask and get instant AI-powered answers that are concise, relevant, and completely aligned with the UPSC exam pattern. No more guesswork, no more confusion. Want to boost your mains writing skills? Practice daily with structured questions and get expert feedback to sharpen your content, clarity, and analysis, because writing well is winning half the battle. Need better revision? Use quick notes and highlights to save key points, mark important lines, and organize your current affairs in a way that actually works for you. And here's the best part, some of the most powerful tools are absolutely free. Daily news summaries from The Hindu, Indian Express and more, curated, filtered, and exam ready. Downloadable PDFs so your notes stay organized and accessible. Daily quizzes and MCQs to reinforce what you've learned and track your progress. A smart student dashboard to monitor your performance and stay on top of your goals. Whether you're just starting or deep into your prep, Digital Current Affairs Premium adapts to your strategy and makes every minute count. So why prepare the hard way when you can prepare the smart way? Visit www.visionis.in/current-affairs and start transforming your current affairs prep today. Because with Vision IAS, you don't just stay updated, you stay ahead.
See this. Prelim syllabus. Read. India and World Geography. First part. Physical. What is physical geography? Which three regions? अभी देखा हमने. Lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere. Second, social geography. बोलो क्या क्या है? याद नहीं आ रहा है? Tribes. Tribes से start होता है? नहीं. Population, settlement, then you go to tribes. ठीक है? Then economic geography, primary, secondary, tertiary activities. ये है, because they are not mentioned here. But only if you know what is geography, then you will know अच्छा क्या बोल रहे हैं. Will the space part come into this? Can they ask you any question from space? Solar system, meteoroids, ये सब पूछ सकते हैं नहीं पूछ सकते? पूछ सकते हैं. कहाँ आएगा? Physical geography. ठीक है? आया समझ में? So that is your prelim. Now second part, environment, ecology, biodiversity, climate change. Do you understand? This is also geography, but this is not included in geography. Now it is separate. Earlier it used to be included, now it is separate. Together you have those number of questions that I talked. Right, now read the main syllabus. Mains paper 1. What does it say? Read this. Features of world physical geography. What is features? लिखा था आपने. The different type of formation. नहीं तो ये वर्ड ही समझ में नहीं आता. फीचर का मतलब क्या है? माउंटेन्स, प्लेट्यूज, प्लेन्स, लेक्स, क्लाउड्स, ये सब फीचर्स है. फीचर्स ऑफ वर्ल्ड फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. देन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ natural resources across India and all. Factors responsible for location of primary, secondary, tertiary sector. To understand the syllabus, you need to know what is geography. उसका बिना आप ऐसे ही सोचते हैं अच्छा कुछ तो होगा. So the first task is to understand the syllabus. And before that, understand geography. ठीक है? So primary, secondary, tertiary sectors in different parts of the world. Then important geophysical phenomena. What are phenomena? Are they different from features or same? Different. Features, example बोलो phenomena का. लिखा हमने. Earthquake, tsunami, precipitation, ये सब क्या है? ये phenomena है. दोनों में अंतर है. एक process है, दूसरा formation है. राइट आपको पहले पता होना चाहिए फिनोमेना से बोलना क्या चाहते हो. इफ दैट इज नॉट क्लियर तो आप कुछ और ही पढ़ते रहेंगे. ठीक है. सो सच एज देखो नाम भी लिखा है अर्थक्वेक, सुनामी, वोल्केनिक एक्टिविटी, साइक्लोन, ये सब क्या है? ठीक है, फिनोमेनास. देन जियोग्राफिकल फीचर्स एंड देयर लोकेशन. राइट, सो विच आर द जियोग्राफिकल फीचर्स. देन क्रिटिकल जियोग्राफिकल फीचर्स. क्रिटिकल मतलब इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. व्हाट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस ऑन अर्थ? अगर वो नहीं होगा तो वी वोंट बी अराउंड. वाटर, इट्स नॉट एयर. एयर बहुत जगह है, वाटर नहीं है. सो क्रिटिकल जियोग्राफिकल फीचर्स सच एज lakes, glaciers, rivers, ponds, wetlands, they are critical. You don't find them elsewhere. Elsewhere they are either evaporated or they are frozen. हमारा अर्थ के ऊपर वो लिक्विड है. ठीक है. So read including water bodies, ice caps and flora and fauna. Flora and fauna is also important because without flora and fauna we can't survive. We derive our food from them. This is why they are critical. So you understand the whole syllabus, right? Now once you get the syllabus, the next part is understanding the sources. What sources should you refer? Okay. The source list, if you ask me, is simple. The source list starts with the same sources that most of the toppers say. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो भी इसीलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि वही पढ़ा है, हमने वही पढ़ाया ही है, मैंने खुद भी यही पढ़ा है. What are they? Fundamental. So your NCERTs, 4 NCERTs, class 11, 12th. ठीक है, they are the basic. You must do them. Fundamental of physical geography. Now, when you're buying this book, ensure chapter 5 should be rocks and minerals. It should not be geomorphic process. If you are buying an NCERT in which chapter 5 is geomorphic process, that's a modified NCERT. Which one you need? Chapter 5, rocks and minerals. If your NCERT doesn't have it, go and buy that chapter from anywhere else. Download it from the net, whichever way. Okay? Because UPSC is asking questions from rocks and minerals. 2023, they asked 22 or 23, they asked a complete 10 marker from rocks and minerals. Okay? Then, next NCERT. तो ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सा NCERT पढ़ना है. Then, India, physical environment. This is your second NCERT, right? The third one, fundamental of human geography. Third NCERT. And fourth one, people and economy. Social economic geography. वो पहले वाला था India physical geography. ठीक है? So here they are not saying human geography, they are saying social and economy. ठीक है? Then, so that is people and economy. One more book that I want you to read is this, Certificate Physical and Human Geography. UPSC every year is asking question from this book, and not since now, for a very long time. We call it as GC Leong. Buy this green covered, whatever color it is, ठीक है, ये वाला खरीदना है. Don't buy the orange one or the black one, they are old. You have to buy second edition, not reprint. Reprint नहीं खरीदना है, second edition खरीदना है. This is a revised one as per UPSC exam. ठीक है? Now once you have bought these 5 books, then you can refer your class 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th NCERT as sectional reference or quick read, whichever you can do. If you can do it quick, do a quick read. If you want sectional reference, what is that? Anything you don't understand from 11th, 12th, you refer this. Right? Just that part. Don't read the whole thing if you are not having time. If you think I have time, then you can read. And you don't have to revise this much. You understand it in one go and move to 11th, 12th. Or if you don't understand something in 11th, 12th, see in which of the book this is given and do it. You can download this from the net. Okay? Now, all these books have one more beautiful feature, which most of you miss. So, कौन सा NCERT है 6th, 7th का? I will just run through them. This is 6th. ठीक है? Our habitat 7, our environment 8, resources and development 9, contemporary India 10, contemporary India. ठीक है? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Then, as I said, these books have a very important part. In the end of each of this book, there is a glossary, which people miss. What is the glossary? All important words of geography are there. People keep searching here and there for these words, what to write. वो सब यहाँ लिखा हुआ है. यहीं से लो, simple NCERT language. ठीक है? So all the 7 books, not 7, 5 plus 4, 9. 9 glossaries you should have. ये सब free download है नेट पे. ncert.nic.in ebooks PDF version. Download the glossary chapter. You don't have to buy this. मैं आपको खरीदने के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ ये सब. ये free available है. मैंने भी download वहीं से किया. ठीक है? So all the words of geography are given in these glossaries. Is this okay? Now the last part. One more thing you have to buy. Atlas. Which one can you buy? I would suggest you can buy Oxford. Oxford is good. Student atlas or school atlas. Don't buy any other atlas. They make more atlases. And they might look beautiful and bigger. वो आपका काम का नहीं है. Either student or school. Either of the two atlas. Buy Oxford. If not Oxford, buy Orient Black Swan. ये भी अच्छा है. Eschand is also good. Whichever you like. Because you have to read it for a year or 2 or 3. And you have to keep working on it. So you should like your atlas. Like as in, the pages should be seeable, understandable. It shouldn't be too crammed for you. तो जो आपको अच्छा लगे वो रख लो. My suggestion is Oxford student. That's a good one. ठीक है? Which one? The India map should have separated or divided into Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. इसमें नहीं है. ठीक है? तो जो एटलस आप खरीद रहे हो उसका इंडिया मैप खोलो. इंडिया मैप में देखो जम्मू कश्मीर एंड लद्दाख है कि नहीं है. नीचे देखो तेलंगाना है कि नहीं है तभी आपके काम का है. अगर वो भी नहीं है तो इसका मतलब दे हैव नॉट डन द डिवीजन, तो वो थोड़ा ओल्ड बुक है. इज दिस ओके? वी गेट इट राइट? सो दीज आर योर एटलस थिंग books to buy. Now another 5 minutes on how should you prepare. If you ask me how to prepare, I would show you a very simple technique, which is a very useful technique, right? Which is something like, let us say this is a NCERT chapter. Okay? And let us say this is the chapter we are talking about it, for example, that you are reading. Now, how should you go about it? Something like this. Let me open you a blank page, and that blank page, let me do this exercise for you quickly. ठीक है? तो मान लो ऐसा एक blank page है, okay? And on that, right? Let us say this is your chapter. You start interior of the earth, chapter number 9, right? As you go ahead in this whole thing, there's almost nothing of much important. तो यहाँ से कुछ लिखना नहीं है. Underline, don't underline your book in the first go, right? Because in the first go, everything looks important, right? The first reading should be without underlining. क्या करना है? When you are reading, okay, you come across something like this: sources of information about interior. So एक यहाँ word लिख लिया, sources. Now what are the sources? Make a small synopsis. उसी में. Is there anything of importance in this? Yes, there's a number 6,370 kilometers. बस उतना लिखना है. Then continue to go forward. Nothing much important. Then comes sources. कितना type का? Sources of two types: direct and indirect. Right? This is the rough work you are doing while you are reading. Go into direct. Either, right? In that you have a few things written. Gold mine 4.5 kilometer. वहाँ लिख लीजिए. Mine 3 to 4. आगे पढ़ो. Drill 12. आगे पढ़ो. You find anything else? अच्छा एक नाम भी है, कोला, वो भी लिख लीजिए. चलो. Right? That whole page is turned into this much. ये पूरा पेज पढ़ लिया आपने, बस ये इतने ही काम का चीज़ है. Go to the next page. अगला पेज पे जाइए. यहाँ आ गए. Indirect sources. Do the same exercise. Just the words. Don't write paragraphs. Just go on writing those words of importance. समझ में आया? So what is the next word? अब यहाँ पे क्या है? Indirect sources. चलिए. Indirect. In indirect, what are given? If you read, यहाँ से यहाँ तक पढ़ा, then see, इसमें क्या क्या लिखा है. So you will find, oh, they are talking of, as you go forward, they are talking of the density at some place, okay, different characteristics. So temperature, pressure, density. बस वो 3 word लिखा. Temperature, pressure, density. पूरा पूरा लिख लीजिए. What I'm discussing right now with you is how do you make your reading more efficient? Otherwise, you can go on reading, but things might not flow out of it. ठीक है? Go further. Another information, meteor. चलो, तो indirect में एक और डाला, meteor. Meteor. आप छोटा छोटा मत लिखिएगा, आप पूरा लिख लीजिए. Temperature, pressure, density. ठीक है? फिर meteor, उसका नीचे जाइए. और कुछ है? नहीं. पूरा उसमें नहीं है. फिर 3 forces है. The other indirect source include gravity, magnetic and seismic. चलो. So 1, 2, 3. अब यहाँ पे 3 parts बनाएंगे. Magnetic, gravity, seismic. You will write the whole thing. I hope you get it, right? And then come to the next part. जल्दी यहाँ से देखो तो earthquake, they are talking of earthquake waves, उसका short form बनाइए, अगला पेज पे जाइए. So can you see, आपने 2 पेज का कंटेंट इतना में लिख लिया है of relevance. Next time when you are revising, first look at this and try to recall this. किसमें कितना पार्ट था, पहला ये पढ़ना है, ठीक, उससे याद करना है क्या था बुक में. What was that cola, what was this 3, what was that temperature, what was the pressure, what were they talking. If you are not able to recall, उसको सर्कल कर लो. ये मैं भूल जाता हूँ, ये मैं भूल जाता हूँ, just circle that, then look into the detail. जो याद है, good enough, this is a revision. So next time when you see at this page, the third time, आप सिर्फ वो दोनों देखोगे. यही भूलता हूँ, बाकी तो याद है. And this is synopsis. Now the next part. Why am I telling you this? Because if I ask you, please write me an assignment, ये नहीं याद आएगा, ये याद आएगा, right? Write a assignment about interior and indirect sources. तो ये याद आएगा. अच्छा, indirect sources, पहला interior 3700 था, फिर क्या था, direct में था, mine इतना था, वो इतना था, ये ऐसा था. indirect में 3 पार्ट थे, 3 का एक फर्स्ट वाला में 3 था, दूसरा में 1 था, तीसरा में 3 था. एक्सपेंड करते जाओ. दैट्स योर असाइनमेंट. समझ में आया? अगर मैं आपको बोलूं ये इसमें से पूरा लिखो, अब ये तो पहला खुद कंसाइज करना मुश्किल है यार, 3 पेज का कंटेंट है, पहला उसको ढूंढो, फिर उसमें से वर्ड निकालो, फिर अरे बस समझ में, हाउ डिफिकल्ट. This technique will also help you in prelims questions. How? In your prelims, if they ask you a question about indirect sources, you will know. First had 3 point, second had 1 point, the third has 3 point. कौन सा 3 था, नहीं तो वहां पे दिमाग में खिचड़ी बनता है. Everything is mixed up in your head. If you make a sheet like this, things will not be mixed up. You will be able to differentiate between the 4 options. वो 4 options ये हैं. एक यहाँ से देगा, एक वहां से देगा, 2 वहां से देगा, बोलेगा which are same. अब आपको mixed है क्योंकि आपने यहाँ से पढ़ा है. You have read it from here. But if you make like this, I hope you get it. Apply this technique everywhere. Read the content, make a synopsis, revise the synopsis, make the assignment. So you are turning book into synopsis and synopsis into your content. आप अब इसका आगे जो लिखेंगे वो आपका कंटेंट है. असाइनमेंट आपका भाषा, योर लैंग्वेज, योर एग्जाम्पल. यू गेट इट? अब करंट में कुछ आया, इसी में डाल दो. कोई मिटियोर का न्यूज़ है, यहाँ डाल दिए. ग्रेविटी का कुछ न्यूज़ है, इधर डाल दीजिए. अरे समझ में? सो वहाँ ऐड करते रहिए अपना शीट के अंदर. ऑलराइट, एग्जाम्पल्स भी ऐड कर सकते हैं. एटलस में कुछ न्यूज़ है, एटलस का कोई लोकेशन है, डाल दिया. मीटियोर यहाँ हिट किया था, ठीक है. जैसा व्हेन यू डू मेक्सिको, यू विल कम अक्रॉस अ क्रेटर देयर, चिकसुलूप क्रेटर, या इंडिया में लोनार लेक, ठीक है. तो वो आप लिख सकते हैं, अरे यार ये तो इससे रिलेटेड. अरे बस समझ में. डू यू गेट? दिस इज हाउ यू इंटीग्रेट एंड क्रिएट योर कंटेंट. इट विल टेक टाइम, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी. यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन इज नॉट अ इजी थिंग. इट वाज नेवर मेंट टू बी इजी. इफ इट वाज सो इजी एवरीवन वुड बिकम आईएएस ना, तो फिर मजा क्या है? ओके, so keep these things in mind in your preparation. I think I've suggested how to prepare. I've talked about the syllabus, I've talked about these basic things. Any question you want to ask? Because that's it from my side. Anything you want to ask? Nothing? All clear? Yes. How long will it take to finish the syllabus of geography? If you ask me, if you put in 2.5 months properly, it will happen. Okay, you will start getting confident. But you have to do smart preparation. You just don't have to read. Smart preparation is like this. Your first reading, maybe 2 hours. Your second reading, less than 1 hour. Your third reading, 15 minutes. Fourth revision, 5 minutes. Sixth revision, 2 minutes. Okay? And content addition, that's where you're using your rest of the time. Right? So smartly prepare and do the task. This exam is not about intelligence. This exam is only and only about dedication. The ones who have dedicatedly put those hours for a continuous period of time, only they have cleared, no matter how intelligent. थोड़ा इंटेलिजेंट कम है तो मे बी 1 साल ज़्यादा लगेगा, ठीक है. बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है और सारा काम कर रहे हैं तो मे बी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में हो जाएगा, ठीक है. इंटेलिजेंस आई कांट चेंज इन यू, योर एफर्ट कैन बी चेंज्ड, है ना, राइट. एंड इंटेलिजेंस कैन बी चेंज्ड विद स्मार्ट वर्क. स्मार्ट वर्क कैन मेक यू रिलेटिवली मोर इंटेलिजेंट, ठीक है. So that's what I would say. Anything else? Buy those books, start preparing. Best of luck, do well. Yes, dear. The content, like coaching institutes like PMF, right? They have a good content, I have heard. Then और भी है, और भी लोगों का है. I would suggest the first you should read is NCERT. My suggestion is this. If you feel like, even I hear lot many toppers saying हमने इनका कंटेंट पढ़ा, जैसा PMF बच्चों ने कुछों ने बोला है, कुछों ने और किसी का बोला है. But if you see 100 toppers in the last 5 years, 90 have said NCERT, right? I don't want you to miss on that 90, because if you read something and let us say you don't clear, the first thing that you will do is doubt what you read, है ना. You will say यार 90 ने बोला था, वो 5 का सुन के मैंने ये कर लिया, right? But if you do what 90 of them have done, you will not doubt your content. You might say content में कुछ गड़बड़ है, नहीं है, मैंने preparation में कुछ गड़बड़ किया, right? So I generally don't say anything except for the most standardized. But if you find something can help you, like AI also. Now I'm hearing people are saying हमने AI में question डाला, उससे निकाला. Use it, no harm. ठीक है. If you want recent news on meteors, you can put it in AI. वो डाल के दे देगा 5-6 एग्जाम्पल, वो लिख लो. Use anything that works, but your basic content should not be, it's like Caesar's wife, above doubt. ठीक है. So NCERT is like that, above any suspicion, right? Nobody says मैं NCERT पढ़ा इसलिए फेल हो गया. ठीक है. तो वो प्लीज पढ़िए, उसका सिवाय जो भी हेल्प करे पढ़िए. Alright? Anything else? That's it. Thank you. I think Amil sir will be there in a few minutes. He will update you with the polity part, right? So enjoy करिए. Okay. Best of luck.